the night when even the mirrors refused to shine, silence crept through the golden halls of the palace. The music, the laughter, gone. Only whispers remained. Whispers of a name long unspoken. Noor. They said she vanished into the forest, forgotten by those who once called her daughter. But destiny never forgets a soul lit by faith. Years passed like quiet prayers. Noor had built her peace among the trees, her heart rooted in faith, her hands busy with kindness. But one evening, as the wind changed, something strange happened. A rider appeared, face hidden, voice trembling. He carried no royal seal, only a message that made Noor's breath stop. The messenger's words fade into an echo as Noor drops a handful of herbs. But sometimes your heart moves before your mind does. And Noor, she followed the call. The road to the past is never easy. Every tree seemed to whisper her memories, the day she left, the tears she buried, the prayers she whispered under the stars. She had left the palace as a wound. Tonight she returned as a healer, though she did not yet know whom she would heal. The palace that once glittered with envy now slept in sorrow. Servants whispered behind doors. "Don't go to the West Wing," one warned. "It's cursed now." Noor pauses at the end of a long corridor. A faint cough echoes through the silence. The sound stops her. Noor turned toward the sound, her heart knowing what her mind refused to believe. Noor slowly opens the heavy door. Inside, the queen, her stepmother, lies weak and pale on a grand bed, the mirror beside her cracked. A crown rests untouched on the table. The woman who once wore envy like perfume now wore regret upon her face. The queen was dying and alone. Queen said, weakly, "Why would you return after all I did?" Noor says, softly, "Because even when people close their hearts, Allah keeps the door of mercy open." Forgiveness heals in ways medicine never can. Noor's kindness became her stepmother's cure, not of body, but of soul. Queen says, "O Allah, you hid my sins when the world saw them all. Forgive me as she has forgiven me." And in that prayer, the shadow that had haunted the palace for years finally lifted. And in that moment, the dark clouds that had hovered over the palace began to clear. Golden light returned to its walls, and peace, real peace, filled their hearts. From that day on, the queen was no longer remembered as the evil stepmother, but as the woman who found hidayah through forgiveness. True beauty is not in the face, but in the soul that learns to forgive. As Allah says in the Quran, "Repel evil with what is better, then the one you had enmity with will become as a close friend." And so, the tale of Noor reminds us, even the darkest heart can find light, if it seeks Allah's mercy. So, will you forgive, even when your heart remembers the pain?